This is where we're at, beautiful people. My brothers and sisters, shout out to them beautiful patriots, man. I want to tell you that I love you. You know how I feel about the race card. One love, one race, the human race. That we got to come together, that we all bleed the same, man. But this is where we're at. And it's sad. A disgrace, man. It's disgusting. It's sickening. But we knew it was coming. We called it out. We predicted it. First thing they were going to pull is this. They're desperate. Very desperate. Now, I do have to watch my words because I got to stay within the guidelines. But we're going to play some clips for you. We're going to keep it real, though. No sugarcoating it, man. You know? But everything we've covered this past year, it's all coming together, man. You know, how they've wiped Donald through the mud. They've made this man way more popular. They've shined a light on a lot of things, man. Corruption, election interference. And you see why a lot of people are just sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you see more people now are thinking for themselves. They're doing their actual research now. They are thinking for themselves now. They're done with the mainstream medias, the MSNBCs, the CNNs. Yeah. They're actually thinking for themselves. And I encourage anybody that's watching this to think for yourself if you're still in that category. Think for yourself. Understand what's really going on here. Now we're down to pulling the race card, race bait. And we knew it was coming, man. And from this, it's also going to make Trump even more popular, but we still can't get complacent. We still can't, stop. We have to continue to stomp the ground, y'all. Full support. You have to get up off and go vote as well. Yeah. I don't care what this says. I don't care what the polls say. I don't care. This thing is getting real, man. And we all can say this and that. DEI didn't earn it, not qualified. You can say whatever, But come mid-August, they're also going to try to pull something out the bag too. And I'm telling you, just be ready. We don't know if they got Michelle on the phone. She finally picked up the phone. They said her phone was going to voicemail. Who knows? Hollywood is coming out. They're going to try to get the celebrities, the rap. I'm telling you, it's going to come out. They're going to try to do it all coming to this convention. So be ready for it. And it's mainly going to be pulled around, sadly. And it's disgusting that we're back to that. Because it's been done in history. We're back to it. Divided. They want us divided. Look where we're at, man. Look at all the problems, the issues. Look where we're at. Look where we're at, man. Policies. It's terrible. Millions struggling. Dying. Dying right now as we speak. I speak for the people, man. People scared, terrified. Walk down the street to send their kids to school. I wonder why. Criminals walking around smiling and giggling. Oh, come on in. Yeah, we got everything for you. But we the people struggling. Struggling. Homeless. Even veterans. We the people, man. Sorry I'm on this little rant, but let's go and jump into these clips. I love you guys, man. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. You know, for you, your family, your kids, the future, the youth, the next generation, the strangers, the neighbors, man. We live in a very, very fast time travel, and most people forget that, man. Time is moving just like this, man. And right now, this is the most important election probably of our lifetime. Right now, 2024. So, let's go and get into it.
How do you perceive Vice President Harris compared to President Biden in terms of competency and experience?
I think she's worse. She doesn't even know what's going on at the border.
Right.
And that's what she was supposed to be doing and in charge of. I mean, as a school teacher, if I did not do what I was supposed to be doing, you better believe my job would be in jeopardy. Well, it isn't. Not only was her job not in jeopardy, she was just handed a promotion.
Is there anyone that Kamala Harris could appoint as her vice president that you would find reassuring, would make you consider voting for her?
No.
Never consider voting for her. No.
I would do RFK Jr. way before her.
Yeah, same. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll throw RFK out there. We'll throw RFK out there.
And she's not the first woman to run for the presidency, Hillary Clinton. I'm assuming no one voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. So it's not necessarily going to sway you to vote for a woman in office. When do you think America will have a female president?
When there's a competent one.
I don't get a good feel for her.
I think she's an idiot.
Right.
Mary, why do you think that she's not that bright?
Because she hasn't done anything in the time that she's had. We don't know anything about her as far as her 3 years so far in the White House. She's not real smart.
The DEI hire part first, and then it's the record. But they can't help themselves but going at the race part of this.
Let me just say something here.
Please do.
This is going to work out badly because they worked very hard to attract black men into the Republican Party. They worked very hard to attract Latin men into the Republican Party. And they were getting a little bit of momentum there. There are a lot.
Everybody clap it up for Van Jones. Everybody clap it up for Van Jones. And what he does best. The race card. The race baiting. I'm sick and tired of hearing it, man. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I know y'all are sick and tired as well. This is what it's come down to. You just can't make this up, man.
A lot of black men are saying, no, the Democrats don't do anything for us, and Biden's weak, and they're starting to look over there at the Republican Party. You start insulting black women, you're going to see something you haven't seen before. Black men are not going to put up with that. I want to send a warning, as clear as I can. I was on a phone call with 20,000 black men. The word protect came up about 1,000 times. Protect this sister. Protect this sister. We're going to protect her. Protect her. You're about to see something you haven't seen before. Look, people messed around with Hillary Clinton and said a bunch of mean stuff to her. Black men set that out. We won't set this out. So I don't think that the Republican Party understands that all the work that they did trying to get us over there, two more days of this, it's going to be a problem.
Look, and
Just shut the fuck up. At a certain point, just shut the
Word, it gets spicier.
Who do you blame?
Sweeter. To be exact, it gets sweeter.
For President Biden being in office in this condition? Who deserves the blame?
His close staff. They work with him every day.
So I think that's what also makes me nervous about the Vice President Harris.
Talk about that a bit.
So yes, she's going to be in it, but she also helped keep him in where he's at right now. And if he really is as bad as what they've been saying, I think if he steps down as president and she steps into the presidency before the end of his term, it almost makes me question a little bit more why it didn't happen sooner. She's worked with him. She's been, to my understanding, with him daily, or at least a couple of days a week. Why hasn't this been brought to her attention if she's willing to hide that type of information once she's in office? Now what she's willing to hide for herself.
I want to bring my brother Greg on the show, man, because this is really important, man. Very, very important. I want you guys to hear this, man, for real. And all of y'all know Black Conservative Perspective. Link in the description box down below. Again, huge shout out to my brother Greg. But boy.
To maintain power and control. Damn the country, right? She was putting her own career, her own political ambitions, her own party over the actual country. There's no other conclusion that you can come to. So again, MSNBC getting a brutal reality check, not just from Trump female voters, but also from swing state voters. And again, this is why Republicans should not back away from attacking Kamala Harris on these grounds, because this is actually a substantive and effective attack. And they know it. And this is why it doesn't matter how you do it. Doesn't matter how you frame it. Doesn't matter what you say. If you question Kamala Harris's competence, they are going to get triggered and call you racist. Doesn't matter how you say it, because they know that it's an effective criticism against Kamala. Watch this.
Running mate, given all the things she criticized Joe Biden about. Have you looked at what J.D. Vance has said about Donald Trump? Like, it just makes absolutely no consistent sense what Donald Trump said there.
Once said, J.D. Vance said that Trump was America's Hitler. Doesn't get more.
And yet he picked him. So, like, it's not, I just don't understand what metric he's using.
I'll just say, I don't think the campaign has to go anywhere near any of that, right? This is in a lot of ways the same campaign it was last week. It comes down to the three I's: immigration, inflation, and competence. You have Kamala Harris, who's the deciding vote for the Inflation Reduction Act that actually spent trillions of dollars causing inflation. She was Biden's border czar when we've had a record number of border crossings. And in competence, she stood side by side with Joe Biden on every single foreign policy disaster we've had, including the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. She owns that record. That's all Donald Trump has to talk about. The rest will take care of itself.
She's not incompetent. Okay, like, you don't become the Attorney General of California
or a U.S. Senator
or the Vice President of the United States. By calling her incompetent, you're calling the 81 million people who voted for her incompetent as well. But let me just say this. That is what we're talking about. There is a way to attack her record on policy without calling her a name. Incompetent is an unflattering name. And when people do that to Black women, that is what Van is talking about.
Boom. What I tell you guys? It doesn't matter if you fluff it up, right? This is what they're saying. Well, you can't say that she's DEI. That is a racial dog whistle. So you just got to fluff it up a little bit, make it nicer. Okay, this guy literally just said that, well, here's evidence of Kamala Harris being incompetent because of the fact that she signed off on Biden's disastrous decisions when it comes to foreign policy, namely the Afghanistan withdrawal, in which Kamala Harris said herself, I was the last person in the room before Joe Biden finalized that decision. So she has admitted to having a say on what happened, right? Being involved with the disaster, which again speaks to her competence. But even if you use substantive policy and criticism and examples of this is why Kamala Harris is incompetent, they're still going to say it's racist. They're still going to say it's racist no matter what. Why? Because it's effective. She got triggered because he just pointed out with examples why Kamala Harris is incompetent. And most of the country agrees with it. And she knows that. They know that. This is why they get so triggered by it. That guy, that Republican, the guy that just laid that out, he went out of his way to make it not racial, right? Because the whole topic of the conversation was about, oh, well, Republicans saying DEI and, J.D. Vance talking about how Democrats think everything is racist. This guy's whole point was that, well, Republicans don't really have to do that. They don't have to talk about stuff like that. They can just talk about the policy. Dude lays out the policy, talks about the policy, and guess what? He's still called a racist. Or at the very least, she strongly insinuated that him calling Kamala Harris incompetent is some sort of racial attack against black women, right? Because you can't call black women incompetent, right? You can't do it. Even if they are, you just can't say it out loud or you're racist, right? But you can say whatever you want about a white man, okay? You can say whatever you want. Again, it's a handy. Guys, it's a handicap. They're trying to handicap Republicans from using their most effective lines of criticism against Kamala Harris. They're trying to pretend like it's not a substantive conversation to question Kamala Harris and her ability to lead this country, when it most certainly is. They're essentially trying to make it so you can't question that at all because they know that is her biggest weakness, or else you're a racist. They want to silence any criticism of it. And just remember, these individuals, Democrats, liberals, that have no problems calling Trump Hitler, right? They don't think that's out of bounds. Nah, that's totally fine, totally legit, okay? Even though there's not really much substance to that because Trump is not Hitler, okay? Not even close, but they do it anyways. But yet they want to handicap Republicans from being able to say that Kamala Harris is incompetent. Do you guys see the game that's being played here? You see what they're trying to do? And again, any Republican falling for this nonsense, on this specific issue, it's just not very bright. Like you're just not thinking properly. You're buying into the bait. You're giving them exactly what they want, which is to silence you on a criticism that is probably one of the most effective criticisms against Kamala Harris, because the main reason why people don't have confidence in her is because most people, again, including Democrats, don't think she's qualified. They don't think she's competent. They don't think she was picked for the right reasons. It's really that simple. So when you fall for the nonsense from the left, which is to say, well, it's racist to call Kamala Harris DEI, when you capitulate to it, you're just handicapping yourself. You're making it harder to attack her. You're giving up an attack that is very effective. Because even when you soften it up and you say, okay, well, she's incompetent, they're still going to say that you're racist, right? Because they just don't want you to criticize her judgment. They don't want you to speak to her competence because they know that's her biggest weakness, right? It's really that simple.
You might not agree, but as a black woman, let me tell you how we hear it.
Well, you know who disagrees are the voters. The voters right now believe the Biden-Harris administration is one of the most incompetent administrations in American history. That's not me. That's the voters right now. They're not just saying about the vice president. They're saying about everyone in the administration right now.
Let me get Van to respond to that. Go ahead, Van.
Well, I agree with Ashley. Look, we're gonna have to learn how to talk to each other. There's a way, there's a smart way and a dumb way to do anything.
You know what's so funny about this? You know what's so funny? Is this idea that the GOP calling Kamala Harris a DEI hire or incompetent is some racial attack. It's not really even a racial attack. It's really an attack on her judgment, right? That's what it's about. They know that. And they're trying to pretend that like racial attacks are out of bounds, right? Even though, again, the GOP is not really attacking Kamala Harris on her race. They're just pointing out the fact that she was hired because of her race, right? Those are two different things, okay? But these are the same people who frequently use racial attacks against Trump, calling him a white supremacist, a white nationalist, a Nazi. These are all racial attacks. But they never have these conversations about, well, should we be attacking Trump along the lines of race, right? When these same people attack white America or talk about white people, they never have these think pieces about, well, should we be attacking white people because of race? Should we be using racial attacks against whites? No. It's only whites. They can't use racial attacks against blacks, but the other way around, though, is totally fine, right? Even though the GOP is not using a racial attack. It's not a racial attack.
A very dumb way to, after 400 years of this mistreatment of black people and black women, to say you're incompetent. Maybe that makes sense to you in your world and you wouldn't take it that personally, but that has been the slur. That has been the core, that we are not worthy. We're not as smart. We're not as good. We can't do stuff. And so when you have someone who's overcome all of that again and again and again and again, and that's the word you pick, incompetent, I'm just going to tell you, it's not going to work as well for you as you think it. And what you're going to wind up doing is getting a lot of people who were not going to vote, who really did not care, who were sick of all of it. People are going to crawl through broken glass to vote against a party who says that about a black woman. Pick a...
Yep. This is where we're at, you guys. It's sick, disgusting, man. But we seen it coming. We called it out, you know. The last hope is the race card, you know. And then the most saddest part about this, she's not even. Anyways. This is where we're at, man. Desperate. It's been done in history. You know they'll try it again. Race baiting, the race card. And again, who knows what they pull out mid-August. We know that they got, man, come this convention. Hope y'all are ready, man. You know, like I said, I don't care if the polls show this, if it shows this, if it shows a Trump winning in a landslide still. I don't care, man. But you know, they're going to try everything they got. Since Trump is a Hitler, he's a dictator, he's a threat to our sweet democracy. Constitutional republic, I tell you, huh? Boy. These are the times we're living in, man. The most darkest and craziest times ever. Woke. You know, everything woke has gone to. Look at America. Our motor's blown. Our transmission is blown. Millions. Dropping like flies right now. Have died. Struggling. They've allowed this. It's gotten to this point. And then knowing the fact that she was behind it. Anyways, man. Gotta watch my words on here. Can't go into full details about a lot of stuff. I don't want nobody messing with me. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. And do be respectful and watch your comments, because they are, you know, removing comments and doing all kind of stuff. Just letting you guys know, man. You know, they want the platform to be safe, and you know, with the censorship and stuff like that. So, it's getting real out here. But we are 100-some days away. So, love y'all. God bless you all and your families. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life as we go through this fast time travel. You know, they want us divided. Must come together, man. Divided nation must fall. I love y'all. Catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace and love.